94.4. Nominated Member of Parliament and the immediate former minority leader in the National Assembly, ranking member.
And Park chairman.
And Park chairman.
Yes.
Currently chairman of the Public Accounts Committee of the National Assembly. Mheshimiwa, there was also another media conference that was called by leaders from the Nyanza region. And they looked at the lists of the members who the party had taken action on. And they said something is peculiar here. They are only leaders from the Luo Nyanza region. Is this party targeting leaders from Luo Nyanza?
You know, interestingly, the people who address that press conference are all members of UDA, or at least they have publicly said they associate with UDA. How I wish the membership of ODM was complaining that why are you punishing only members of ODM who are Luos and not people from other tribes. But the team that I saw is basically, and you should be very worried if you are playing for Gor Mahia and you're being disciplined by Gor Mahia disciplinary system or machinery, and the AFC Leopard fans are complaining, then you should be worried. But
they're doing so because they uphold
yeah, but I want to just
they promote ideals of democracy across board.
Yeah, but I just want to correct this again overused misrepresentation that only Luos were being targeted. First, I want to say that for us to start any disciplinary process, there must be a formal complaint. Just like the judiciary works, the judge may be walking around and seeing you, Latif, I know you can't break into shops, but I'm just giving example. Okay. Allow me to use you.
Please go ahead.
If I'm a judge today and I see you breaking into a shop, I cannot take you to my bench and start passing judgment that I saw you. There must be complaint. There must be someone complaining. There must be prosecution. So in the cases of the 8 members of parliament, there was a complaint on their conduct and the way they are carrying themselves. And we have it on record. I am yet to receive complaint from any other person who is not. It happens that they are Luos who are complained against. And by the way, if you look at those who voted against, for the finance bill, from ODM, you'll agree with me that all of them were Luos, except Sapasaris. So really, I cannot go and get another tribe just to fill in the numbers and balance. This is not.
It's not a compo.
It's not where we apply the 2/3 or the whatever. Those who have committed the crime are the ones who are brought before the disciplinary.
In the individual capacity.
In the individual capacity. Tell me any of our members from the coast or any other place who actually voted with Kenya Kwanza from ODM. I don't want to talk about other political parties in the coalition because I'm chairman of ODM, not Azimio. But then there was Esther Passaris, the only one who was non-Luo, and we brought her to the punishment. It's not just Esther Passaris who was let off the hook in terms of being deregistered. There was Mark Nyamita, and there is also Paul Abur, who again yesterday you saw at State House. But because they appeared, and I want to be clear, only 4 members out of these 8 appeared before our disciplinary committee. Even after they were given a second chance. The first time, they said they were busy, all of them, not the 8. They were given another opportunity. They were even offered the opportunity to appear virtually. And 4 of them refused to appear before the committee, giving all sorts of excuses. And I would go to each one of them. But the 4, that is Esther Passaris, Mark Nyamita, Paul Abur, and Tom Ojienda, appeared. Unfortunately for Ojienda, his appearance was even worse. If you look at the minutes, he went and just literally abused the party leader, and even said he could not come because he was told our rules are clear. You cannot appear before us with a lawyer who is not a member of ODM because we don't want ODM matters to become public matters.
Okay.
And he came with his lawyers and he said he cannot bring ODM lawyers because all ODM lawyers are Luos.
Biased.
No, are Luos. That was his word. And he doesn't have a lawyer he can rely on who is a Luo. So this is someone who is scandalizing the party, trying to imply, knowing very well that the chairman, whom they are Shihanya, who chairs the disciplinary, is a lawyer, is a member of ODM, and he's not a Luo. And he comes and says all members,
the only other non-Luo ODM lawyer, we've put in the committee, so he has no options.
No, but we have so many. Yes, I will tell you, we have several lawyers,
of course,
including in the Senate where I sit. We even have Okongo Mugeni, who is a lawyer and is not a Luo and is the ODM. So that was seriously spiting the party, and he said so many other things I don't want to go into. That is why the committee felt that he was not cooperating. So the recommendation was adverse on him. Esther Passaris, despite, was also had adverse recommendation. But the two, Abuor and Nyamita, actually Nyamita even agreed that if this non-ODM members cannot represent me, I can get rid of them. And so he let them go. He sat there and explained himself. And I'm told he was very good when now the lawyers left. Now, Abuor even had a justification why he behaved, or he has been behaving the way he has been behaving. And the reason he gave was that he has been given only one committee, yet there are members. In fact, I'm told he came with evidence that there's a member who had 5 committees. I don't know who
belongs to 5 committees.
I don't know whether that is really true, because I think, well, there has been complaint about allocation of committees, which will happen in any parliament. But to the extent of one member having 5, I think that is not correct. But he had a justification.
So he said he was feeling spited.
Yes, so but we said that even though he has only one committee and that is a complaint, he has other avenues to address it. So that is why we fined him, and that is why we asked him to tender apology.
Okay.
Again, you saw them back to State House. I am blind to that until it is brought to my desk. But people have been giving examples of other members, Memusi, Kanchori, saying 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
If the complaint does not come to the chairman formally, although now I have a letter already, I know there's a letter addressed to me on Memusi Kanchori from Kajiado, then we take action. But you cannot tell us to just start looking for non-Luos also to punish, to balance off the numbers. Okay. I don't think that's correct.
So let's look at a little bit of chronology in terms of what happened after then. You now spoke to the registrar saying, look, by the nature of their action, essentially they've resigned, call for further action. There was an appeal by them to say that, look, but interestingly enough, that they appealed on expulsion. Or what did they appeal on, number one? And then number two, thereafter, we've seen, yes, this meeting at State House where, according to reports, certain things were said or done. How does this change or tinker with the current situation?
Yeah, I know the matter is before the political parties dispute tribunal. These members have gone there, and that is their right, because, again, the law allows the same. I've heard they're complaining they're being expelled from the party.
In fact, they have appealed an expulsion. Yes.
We haven't expelled them.
Okay.
And I want to repeat that according to the law, we have not expelled them.
You've only deemed
they are
them
deemed to have resigned, and we made a resolution as NEC to inform the registrar that the following members are deemed, who have been members of ODM, are deemed to have resigned from ODM, and the grounds are A, B, C, D, and so initiate the process of removing them from the register, which should be done in 7 days from the date of notification. So they have gone to court. Our lawyers are there. I'm not a lawyer myself. I understand these things because I've been a lawmaker for long, but I'm not a lawyer, trained lawyer. So our lawyers will deal with it. Whether it goes all the way, we actually as a party said we are ready to go all the way to the Supreme Court on this matter. Why? Because we feel it is at the heart and core of our democracy. If we allow this to continue, who will correct it? We can't just ignore that our country, that is the way we work.
So what you're trying to push for is discipline within a political party.
Discipline within political, and to promote democracy, because this country is a multi-party democracy.
Right.
If we weaken political parties, we are weakening democracy. Look, if Kenya Kwanza decides, if you form government and you decide to raid other political parties and take their members, where is democracy there? Where is democracy? And how then will we check the excesses of governments? Because governments world over, and in our case, will always have goodies to entice, both private and maybe public. So if you allow it, that is business as usual, then where will it end?
But at what point do you promote democracy? Is there a point where you say we shall have regular conversations and listening to what our members and our leaders are saying, what our members and our leaders are feeling disgruntled about, and we shall address? Do you have mechanisms for addressing? For example, that member who feel that they were sidelined in getting positions in political party committees, of course, that's not the first time that he was talking about it when he appeared before the disciplinary committee. He must have raised it before. Formally, informally, he must have come and spoken to the leadership of the party within parliament and said, come on guys, only one committee. But have there been mechanisms of listening to him and saying, let's address this before this?
I cannot sit here and deny that there are no unfair treatments at times in terms of how we deal with our membership. It is not happening today alone. I've been minority leader, and at times members could come and complain, genuinely so, that we have not been fairly treated. Look, I've just been given this one committee, other members have been given more. Some members complain about our region not being represented well. So we deal with those. And I don't know whether these members have approached the leadership of the House. I am no longer a leader of the House. Whether they have approached the leadership of the House and canvassed their issues. But even if the leadership of the House fails you, you can defer now to the leadership of the party outside the House. And I have no formal complaint or formal communication from these members expressing themselves formally that we have not been fairly treated. If that happened, then we will take it up.
Which is what I'm asking. I mean, this is one instance where you'd say, okay, let's follow formal channels. But
yes.
Why must you follow formal channels if you're a party that is a champion for democracy and one that listens to all its members?
Yeah, but that is why, Latif, I said, I cannot read your mind and know that you are suffering. You have to formally communicate it. So these members should prove that actually, like, it's one member who complained about the committees.
Yeah.
He should prove that he communicated to the party leadership. And this is the evidence that he communicated to us, and we took no action.
Okay.
And then that becomes a problem on our part as the leadership of the party. But you cannot wait until you commit another crime and then use your tribulations or suffering elsewhere to justify why you acted the way you did. We first of all deal with your problem, the mistake you committed. Then if there's something to correct about what happened to you, then we correct it.
Is there room for debate within the party? If we want to look at how members would have voted on the finance bill, for example, and maybe there is a reason as to why somebody thought in a different direction, as opposed to taking the blanket, like, the position of the party is that we are voting against the finance bill. And maybe in their mind, there was some kind of thinking that went in the other direction, for whatever reason. Is there room for this kind of discussion to take place within the party and say, look, I, John, feel this certain way. I think that this would help 1, 2, 3. Or is it just, this is the position, you do not think outside of that, and this is how we are going to vote? Is there room that's created for that kind of thought within the party?
Something that you can give to ODM is that it is the only political party in this country which has functional structures. I would tell you without blinking an eye. If you look at other political parties, the only time you hear about them is when there is a crisis in those political parties. They don't even hold meetings. I don't know whether when you remember even Ford Kenya holding any meeting of its organs, but that is a subject for another day. I will tell you this. You see, we have two issues here, like when it comes to voting in parliament. There are matters which are not so weighty that the party allows its members to. We don't whip members every day to vote with a conscience. If there's a matter of, let's say, abortion, and it happens everywhere, matters of abortion, matters of gay issues, matters of animal rights, etc., you can vote the way you want, with your conscience. But when it is a matter that is in the heart of policy of a political party, like the finance bill, then you don't leave it to individual whims. It must be coordinated, a whip must be applied. And for this matter, and you all are aware that if there is any bill that was extensively discussed in this country, it was this finance bill.
Yeah.
And our party held 2 parliamentary group meetings. That is where you expressed your reservations. That is where you can disagree with the party. But the moment the party takes a position, then you should abide by that position because it is informed. Actually, after even having the PG, the last PG, we had to have a meeting with our members. The Economic Council of the party, where I sit, over Zimio actually, where I sit, we took members clause by clause on this finance bill, something we have never done before. Now, when these members then go and vote against the party, it is rebellion now. You cannot term that as exercising their rights. I don't know where in the world, even if you go to the US, the Democrats and the Republicans, when they take a position on a matter,
that's it.
That is it. You
regardless of your own personal thought or rights.
Because something that I think also I need to mention, Muga. These members, and I hear it a lot in the debates, complain that their rights are being trampled on, that they have rights to associate, the rights to vote with their conscience. But remember, when you decide to run for a political party, for a political office, you are seeking a mandate from somebody. The power that you have does not belong to you. It is a delegated power. It is exercised on behalf of other people. So before you make a decision, you must ask yourself, are you working in the interest of those people? Now, for example, let's give example of Karoli Omondi, who is my MP. 25,000 voters of Soba South